Welcome to the Andrews virtual recruitment event. It's great to see so many of you joining us today. On this event itself. So my name is Jason. I'm going to be your host for the next half an hour. I'd like to just introduce myself a little bit first. I've worked within the property industry now for over 30 years, 15 of which have been with Andrews. And I'd just like to say that the move from the previous agent into Andrews was quite incredible. I found the focus exactly where I wanted it to be. It was on the customer. It was about doing the right thing, building relationships, giving the best service with integrity, building trust. And that's really where, that's where I wanted to be. That linked with our incredible heritage, our purpose, our ownership, which Carl, as you can see here, will give us a bit more information about later, really kind of proved to me that I'd made the right decision moving over to this company. So I've worked within lettings, sales, and now, as you can see, as I move my there we go. As I move my screen, I'm now in learning and development, and I'm a learning and development coach within the company. So I've moved through a few different roles, and luckily Andrews have been there to back me through those roles, which is a wonderful thing. Enough about me. Today is about giving you all an insight into an incredibly unique property group. Oh, bear with me, apologies. I'm moving on too fast there. Let me get that back there, we go. So this is from the viewpoint of a new starter. We've got guests with us today. We've got Carl Howard, as we can see in the chat window there, our group chief executive. We also have Aaron Messenger here with us. Hello, Aaron, how are you doing?
Hello.
Our business manager, and we've got Reese there as well. Hi, Reese, how are you doing?
Good.
A negotiator within the company, and we also have Marta here, our talent acquisition advisor expert. She's going to explain about the recruitment process a little bit later on, and how to apply and so forth, because that's why we're here. Essentially, we are hoping to find like-minded individuals, looking to work for a wonderful company within the industry. At the end of this this session here, we're going to have a Q&A, so open it up to the room. Any questions you might have, just throw them at us. We'd love to hear from you. But up until that point, if I could ask that you mute your mics, that would be really helpful. Okay. So without further ado, I'm just going to hand over now to Carl. And Carl, if you can give us a bit more information regarding this wonderful company. So over to you, sir. Oh, Carl, I think you're muted.
That's twice in the week that I've done that. Two out of four. Thanks, Jason. Eloquent as ever. As Jason said, I'm the group chief executive, and I just wanted to take an opportunity to tell potential candidates a little bit about who we are and why I think it's a fantastic place to work. I've been at Andrews now since October, and I came in as the chief executive. And the one thing that really excited me was the potential to do something different in the industry, to actually make Andrews at the kind of the forefront of making positive change. Most of the companies that work in our sector are very sales led and driven by a real focus on achieving a sale or achieving revenue. I'm absolutely adamant that Andrews will be both customer and values led, and by doing that be different and therefore ultimately more successful. Andrews is quite a unique organisation. So just to give you a bit of background, its heritage is that we were founded in 1946. So we are just about 77 years old now. And the person that founded us, Cecil Jackson Cole, was a bundle of energy and a philanthropist And as well as running a very successful business, he used to divert some of his people and resources to set up charities. And so in the course of his time, he set up or co-founded Oxfam. He also founded Land Aid, and he founded Help the Aged, which is now part of Age Concern. So he had quite a kind of a significant impact in terms of charitable activity through his lifetime. So we take that heritage, and what we now have is a very charitable purpose as a business. We operate as a commercial business, although our owners are a charitable trust. So what we try to do is any profit that we make is shared 1/3 to the charity, 1/3 to the teams, and 1/3 for reinvestment in the business. And that's quite unique. I mean, I think we're the only organisation in this sector that operate in that way. So everything that we do is founded around giving back. We are small, so we're not the biggest in our market. There are some people much bigger than us. We have 47 branches, and we operate across Oxfordshire, Gloucestershire. We are in the Bath Bristol region, which is kind of our heartland, and we operate in Surrey, Essex, Kent, and parts of London. So we're quite disparate in terms of our spread. But we operate a slightly different proposition. So we are about doing things differently for customers. And we also operate 6 different business units. So we're a diversified group. We do residential sales, residential lettings. We provide financial services advice to our customers. We have a small business which basically finds land and works with developers to get it turned into housing. We then sell those houses. We have a block management company where we help people who are leasehold companies, blocks of flats, and we manage those blocks of flats from a property management point of view. And we also have a final business, which is a more of a corporate focus, where we help West Bromwich Building Society and the co-op manage their portfolios. So portfolios of property. They're the landlord and we are the property managers. And overall, that gives us quite a broad footprint and a broad experience in the market. Perhaps more importantly, we have a very bold vision. And I said earlier, we want to change this industry and we want to change it for good. So what I mean by that is our ambition is to be the most trusted and admired in the property sector. We don't want to be the biggest. I think we'd like to be top 10, but we want to be the most trusted and admired. And it's a sector within which trust is very low. So our aim is to be different from our competitors and therefore to succeed that way. And we're going to do it by being genuinely customer and value led. And that means doing the right thing all the time. So I'm coming to the close here, but to achieve this mission, what we really need to do is find people who believe in those same values and dreams and who want to join us on the journey to become the most trusted and admired. And so this session today and the sessions throughout this week are an opportunity to find out more about how to get involved. And hopefully we will find some great people through these sessions who can help us deliver our mission. So Jason, at that point, I'm going to hand back to you.
Thank you, Carl. That is exactly why we're here, to find that like-minded individual that would like to come and work for this incredibly unique company as you've just described. I'm just going to add to that as well, and I'm sure I've said this a fair few times in my career with Andrews, but the fact that I can come to work, enjoy my job, enjoy what I do, but also in the background, you know, all this good stuff's happening because of the work that we do. It really does mean something to me anyway. However cheesy that may sound, it's a wonderful thing to work with a company that gives back so much. So yeah, it's a great place to work. With that in mind as well, I'm just going to hand over to somebody that's had a fair few roles within, I'm sure you won't mind me saying that, Aaron, a fair few roles within the company. Aaron, you've been with us for what, 7 years now?
Yeah, seven years and 3 months.
7 years and 3 months. I'll leave the roles to you so you can explain a little bit more maybe, but I'm just going to hand over to you now. And if you can kind of yeah, just give us a bit of an insight into your experience within the company.
Thank you, Jason. Yeah, as Jason mentioned at the start, I am a lettings business manager, currently in the Bath area. I've worked for Andrews for 7 years, and yeah, I've done many roles with Andrews. I think I'm on role number 8 now, which makes it sound like I can't make my mind up of what I want to actually do. What I think a good explanation is I sort of fell into property. So I did a sports degree in Plymouth, then couldn't find a job in sports science that I actually wanted to do. So I ended up being a labourer for a bit and doing a bit of roofing till it got to the month of November. And I'll never forget, I was stood up about 3 stories high with no scaffolding down to my left and the inside of a house to my right. And I thought, you know what, this isn't for me. What can I do? And I think again, property isn't always the one thing. I don't think I ever thought, oh, I'm going to be an estate agent or a letting agent growing up. But being from Keynsham and Andrews having a large presence in the head office in Keynsham, I was dropping CVs round and got asked back as an admin role in Andrews 7 years ago. And from that point, that first initial job that I had in the admin team in Andrews, I've got to flavour many different parts of what excites me and what I want to do. So I then thought, oh, I was doing the admin for the lettings branch in Clifton. So I thought I'd like to go up there and have a go at doing the viewings and be a bit nosy and go around and look at people's houses and understand what people who are renting and what they're looking for. So I did that. And then again, I've always been looking for more. And I think it's one thing that Andrews do tremendously well and have done for me is that any time I've looked and gone, oh, I'd like to do a bit of compliance and know a bit more about legislation in lettings, they gave me a couple of days to shadow the compliance team. I then ended up there for 3 years. I then started looking at, okay, what's next after compliance? And I'm quite process minded, so looking at project management and operations. So I went and was seconded to that for 3 months. And it's where I've fallen into property and I've fallen into love with property at the same time of just going down different avenues. And there's so much to explore. And as Carl said right at the start, is that we have 6 major players in it. And I think I've nearly touched all of them in my 7.5 years nearly here. So that's me and what I've done. Again, it's some people get a little bit scared that you need industry experience or you need the desire to be a lettings or an estate agent right from the get-go. You don't. I can tell you that firsthand that you don't. And I'm still here. Ooh. But yeah, just
bear with me a second, Aaron. If I can ask that we all mute. I think we're getting some feedback from somewhere there. That's perfect. Wonderful. Back to you. Sorry, buddy.
That is, I'll leave you with sort of 2 things really. The thing I love most about Andrews is that they will push you as much as you want to push yourself. And 2, the people that I've worked alongside in the 7 years that I've been here. And the third one, actually, the charity. I've had some close workings with the charity, having met some of our charity partners and the people that run those charities. They are phenomenal people. And again, Andrews offer out the opportunity to explore that avenue as well. So yeah, that's Oxford Youth and 1625 for those of you that might know the areas. So yeah, if property takes your fancy, give it a go and explore all the different avenues as I have. But yeah, that's it from me for now, Jason. Hopefully that's given a bit of an insight.
Oh no, it really has. It really has. What it has kind of highlighted massively are the opportunities that we're able to offer individuals within the business with all of these different divisions. It's great that you, Aaron, had the backing to go and try these different roles within property. So that alongside all of the wonderful stuff behind as well with the charities, it's just great. It's just perfect. Thank you very much. Quick question, the most unoriginal question out there, but in your 7 years, what has been a standout moment, a highlight? I'm putting you on the spot, but what would you say?
Oh, the highlight for me actually was being given the opportunity to do a project management apprenticeship. So the knowledge that I gained from that taught me more in the sort of 12 months I did that than
Yeah.
perhaps I'd learned in the previous 6 years. So that opportunity to develop even outside of Andrews, while still remaining within Andrews, that was a standout for me. That what I learnt being hungry for knowledge. So
love that. That's a great answer. Thank you very much. Okay, let's move on. We're now going to move on to Reese. I'm going to hand over to Reese. Reese is a negotiator within our Balham office. Reese, you joined us just under a year ago, I believe. We were talking just a minute ago. That's right. And this is really your first, main job career position as such. So look, I'm going to hand over to you if you can kind of take that on and let us know how you found things.
Yes, thank you. So as Jason said, I'm a sales negotiator for the Balham branch. Been in the role for about 11 months or so. My kind of journey to my role. So at 19, this was kind of coming out the height of the COVID situation. I was struggling to find the entry point into the industry. So I took it upon myself to purchase a course, paid a lot more, which I should have paid. But in all honesty, it didn't really teach me a lot. But it kind of gave me that experience to kind of have that on my CV.
Yeah.
And then I landed an apprenticeship with an estate agency in Kensington. Same kind of deal, wasn't too great. It was quite restrictive in terms of I wasn't allowed to speak with landlords or vendors, wasn't allowed to go out on viewings and such. So it was quite restrictive in terms of how much experience and learning I could have done. And then Andrews came along. And so kind of what I love about Andrews and my role specifically is the supported freedom to cover all areas of my role. So I'm able to talk to all the vendors, I'm able to talk with customers, able to go out on viewings and things like that. As well as kind of like the good focus around customer care with Andrews compared to a lot of other estate agents, which is very rewarding in itself. As well as still having that kind of opportunity to earn, which is always a plus.
It is. We're salespeople, right? It's
of course,
always
exactly that.
We still need to earn, but yeah.
And yeah, so that's kind of my journey and why Andrews has been a positive force in my career point, and definitely something that I would recommend to others.
Bless you, that's wonderful. Thank you very much, Reese. I am going to be extremely annoying and ask that highly unoriginal question again to you. So, highlight since moving across into the company, what would you say a highlight has been? Stand out.
I think, as said, it's the freedom to kind of do and experience things. So there was a specific property which we've dealt with in an absolutely horrible condition. And while doing the viewing, this meeting all the different types of people who are out there. So you have cash buyers who have tens of millions in the bank cash, as opposed to, those who are first-time buyers and kind of require that mortgage. So I think it's the highlight of meeting different types of people while out on my visits.
That's a great answer. No day's the same, right?
Exactly that.
In this business, you're dealing with all sorts of different people and all the different variables that go with properties. So thank you. That's a great answer. Love that.
Thank you.
Thanks, Reese. So moving on. We're now going to move over to Marta. And as I said at the beginning, Marta is our acquisition advisor, expert, I would say. And she's going to talk to you about how you can apply and what that looks like, the interview process and so forth. So let me just move that slide on for you, Marta. There we go. Over to you.
Thank you so much, Jason. Hello, everyone. My name is Marta, and I work as a talent acquisition in Andrew's Property Group. My role here is really exciting as I try to help people in taking the next step in the development of their career path, helping them with finding the role matching exactly their expectations and also natural strengths. And also in the same time, I try to help the business to bring the talented individual on board. What I really like in Andrews in general is that we give really equal chances for all candidates to be considered for particular roles and the interview process. And we do use a unique interview process which allows the candidates to talk to us about their experience, and that way we can know a little bit better about the candidate, a little bit more about the candidate and the past experience, and to make sure that obviously the natural strengths possessed by candidate fit the role profile in the same time, which is quite important. And we think that way we get the best out of the candidate and obviously the best out of the job they really will enjoy. This way of recruitment in general help us to find out more about the candidates, and also this way we want to make sure that the person who is joining us will be really happy in the role, will be using absolutely whole potential, I would say, in the role. Once we considering individuals from every background, we can consider people first of all, who are brand new to estate agency world, who are looking for their first proper job. Secondly, more experienced colleagues who used to work, for example, for the other estate agents in the past and want to develop their skills and progress under Andrew's supervision. And then the thirdly, I would say, the candidates who are skilled in the other backgrounds, we can say that they've got transferable skills and they would like to fancy the career change, basically. And obviously, to join our amazing team and to be part of Andrew's team, you just need to follow very simple 3 steps. First of all, I would love to hear back from you, and I would love to receive CV on my email or your contact details. Then obviously I will be more than happy to contact you, discuss all the potential roles available within whole branches. We have around I believe 47 different branches, so in UK. So I will be more than happy to discuss all possible roles and the specific requirements as well, depending on the role, trying in the same time to match the best role for each candidate based on natural strengths and the role profile as well. And lastly, obviously, I will be helping with arranging face-to-face interview with one of our specialists, regional manager or branch manager, and then obviously I will assist and help with all onboarding processes, so documentation and the start time. Thank you so much.
Wonderful, thank you, Marta. So there you have it. Any inquiries with regards to the jobs or job roles or the different roles that we have available, just follow this here. We're going to send this through to you. All that's joined, we're going to send through at the end of this, I believe. Marta, is that correct? We're going to
yes, so at the end, I know that after the end of each session, obviously our marketing team is sending my contact details, so my email and obviously the information is how to get in touch with us, and then obviously I will be more than happy to speak to each individual directly, discuss every single role, discuss which potential vacancies would they be interested in. And yes, I'm here to help.
Absolutely, excellent. So do get in contact. Thank you, Marta.
Thank you so much.
Okay, so moving on, we have already run, and we've been through now, as you can see here, we've been through 3 sessions already. Experienced roles, women in property, fancy a change was yesterday. The new starter is today. Please remember we've got role specific tomorrow, and we've got our guests there as well that will be running that. So if you do fancy jumping onto that one, let us know, we can send you the link, but that would be great. And we're at that point now.
Jason, just
oh, sorry, Carl, I couldn't see you there. There you go.
No, you're right.
Yes.
So Kwaku, who was on yesterday and had some questions which we answered. I can see that in the chat he's flagged that he didn't receive an email or a follow-up. So I'm just wondering if somebody can make sure that they get back to him and make the contact, if you see what I mean.
Absolutely, will do. Marta, do you have that there? So Kwaku, yes, he was with us yesterday. Yep. If we can send that through, that would be great.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Thank you very much.
Marta, do you have contact details for Kwaku?
So no, because we discussed that basically the next process is that all the people who registered for event will be receiving the information from marketing team. So until then, I don't have any contact details really. So I believe we will be in touch with marketing team later on after this meeting, and then we will be able to help you, Kwaku, with getting my details. All right.
Perfect.
Yeah, I just see that Ella's
yes.
responded to say yes, she'll make sure that it gets sent again.
Love that. And Amelia as well. We will absolutely send one to yourself as well. Thank you for asking for one. That's wonderful. Thanks, Cole, for highlighting that. I didn't have the chat on, so that's wonderful that you spotted that. I'm going to just open up the floor now. Does anyone out there have any questions? It's over to you guys. Please, just ask what you need to ask. If you have anything that we can help you with, then fire away.
You've got another question in the comments from Dee, who
just
couldn't join yesterday and couldn't get into the meeting because the link wouldn't work for him. Was interested to know if there's an update that he could see. And Ella's just responded to say she'll send out an email with the recordings so he can watch them back. She can watch them back.
Wonderful. Thank you for that, Ella, for jumping on that as well. So as Ella has put there, each of these sessions have been recorded and they've been broken down, into relevant sections, and they will be sent out. So links will be sent out to all of you. And as you said, Marta, there as well, we believe that there's a one large email that will go out to everybody a little bit later down the line. We've got another question here as well. So I would also like to know what kind of roles from Dee, if any, are available for the Croydon branch. Well, that's again, I'm going to hand that over to Marta, because it will be a conversation that you would have with.
So maybe also I will just place my email in the chat now so everyone can see it. Just doing it right now. Yep, I've just sent my email over there. So if you, for example, if the messages from marketing team, because that can sometimes happen as well, went to junk folder, for example, or spam folder, okay. I've sent as well because it sometimes happens, unfortunately. So my email is as well in the chat right now. If after the meeting you just drop me the email about specific questions around the roles, I will be more than happy to answer for all of them. Okay.
Excellent. Wonderful. Look, there's a question here as well from Connor. It's a great question, Connor, because you would assume that any role within the property industry or within estate agency lettings, you would need to drive. There are options with that, and there are a large amount of roles within our company, and there are roles within the company where that's not required. But again, that would be something that I would suggest that you have a chat with Marta, and she can run through all the different roles that may fit your situation. Does that answer the question, Connor? You can all unmute if you wish to. It's all good. It's all okay.
I mean, I think Connor's question is a good one, and I mean, clearly we can do our best to accommodate people's situation. There will obviously be some roles where driving is a prerequisite, so we do need to be clear about that. But there may equally be roles where actually, if somebody can get to a particular location, like our a branch in Bristol, that could work for some roles. So I think maybe the best thing is for Connor to call Marta, or Marta to call Connor. I think Kwaku, hopefully I'm pronouncing your name correctly, but Marta's email was wrong. The one that's right has just been posted.
Yes,
so
because I've just realized that there is a spelling mistake in the one which was sent by someone, I believe. But yeah, it's the one which is at the very end of the chat. It's the correct one, so for sure that's working.
There's a further question.
But if you don't take the note of that email, don't stress, because as we said, at the very end of each session, so at the end of the week, our marketing team will be sending once again to every person who got registered with us all the informations about how to get in touch with us, so you don't need to stress. Okay?
Wonderful, thank you. We've got Amelia here as well that's just popped up for me. Sorry, Amelia, if I missed that earlier. You'd love to know if you offer apprenticeships, as Reese mentioned in Oxford. Yes, is the wonderful answer. We do offer apprenticeships. It's something that we're proud of, and it's something that we drive. Again, for more answers on that, again, I'm going to send you Marta's way, and you can have a conversation with Marta about the apprenticeships and how that works within the business. Carl, did you want to add to that?
Yeah, I mean, we haven't historically done apprenticeships, but we've just this year started a program, so we contribute to the government's apprenticeship levy, and therefore we are in the process of starting an apprenticeship scheme. So if people are interested in that, yes, there will be opportunities, and it may also be that people are suitable for roles which are straight direct entry, as well as for apprenticeships. So I would just encourage Amelia to have the conversation with Marta to see what development needs might exist, and whether it's better to apply for a role or to apply for an apprenticeship.
That's all good, Amelia. Thank you for the question. Okay, any further questions? How are we doing? Now, look, on reflection, if you do have a question, please don't hesitate. You've got the correct email from Marta. Now, I think, Carl, you've placed your email up there as well, which is wonderful. You've also got other connections as well through other individuals within the company. So to kind of finish off here, if you do have any questions, send them through. We'll always try and get back to you as soon as we can. But we've come to the end. I really want to thank all of our guests for today, Reese, Aaron, Marta, Carl, and absolutely for everyone joining and for being engaging in the questions as well. It's wonderful to hear from you. We're going to follow up, as Marta's already said, with relevant information. But I suppose from me and from the guests here, thank you very much, and hopefully we'll see you very soon, and hopefully I'll see you on the next induction. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Jason. Thank you,
Cheers.
everyone.
Thank you,
Bye-bye.
everyone.
Bye bye.